Hello YouTube, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. This is my first video ever that I'm making where I'm like directly talking. The past couple of videos I've shared were like just little clips and little moments of times where I've been out and I've captured small moments, my work with the animals, and I think a few videos I posted were like me at protests and whatnot, but I want to start creating like little video clips and talking about various subjects, things that are, in my mind and where I am in my life, on my journey, and perhaps they'll resonate and relate to other people out there who watch and subscribe and have been following me. So I just want to give a formal welcome to my channel. My name is Michael. I think it's in my YouTube description. And the first thing I guess I want to talk about is like, getting through the tough times and the low moments, as we all know, relevant right now, resonating with the COVID-19 and the continuing trend of racial injustice and police brutality and, the other parts of the protests with the Trump supporters and the Democrats and, the toxicity of this election cycle and season, the fires in California, the hurricanes, all kinds of things that have been happening. And of course, everything's shutting down and certain spots being more hot spots for this pandemic and continuing coronavirus and, whatnot. And it's just, sometimes it's very depressing. There are moments where it's like ebbs and flows. I'm a full-time student and trying to get myself registered for my classes and courses for autumn. I'm studying journalism. I'm interested in going into news reporting, editing, and possibly producing as well. But everything else I do has been put on hold. With my theater, I'm involved in musical theater. I work with animals. This is the 9th year I'm involved in animal care and activism through the local animal shelter here downtown where I reside. And it's enough to everything stripped and everything dismantled still, and there's no vaccination. There's still we don't know what the truth is. The information is one way sometimes and another way, and it's like, what do you believe? And I think what helps me lately has been, I will say, hikes. Definitely taking walks. I took a walk last night because I just had a lot of things in my mind. I was like, I gotta get out of my home. I gotta get out of the apartment. I gotta get off my block and neighborhood and just go for a walk in the quiet and solitude of one of the local trails. And that has definitely been a help for me. Listening to music is definitely a comfort. Sometimes shutting off the television, shutting off the news, as a news junkie I am, because I'm interested in journalism, has also been a source of an outlet for me. Calling certain friends that you trust and can talk to, because you can't talk to everybody. You can't trust every person who says they're a friend. There are certain friends and certain people in your life, associates, whatever you want to call it, that you have to deal with accordingly. You don't want to talk about certain personal stuff, even sometimes family. And fortunately, I am blessed to have an amazing mom. And long story short, which I'll probably get into down the line, I'm adopted. So I have an amazing adoptive mom who's been a mother I never had. And I talk with her. I talked to my grandmother actually a couple hours ago. I'm blessed to still have one grandmother here. I've always had two. I lost one 4 years ago, battling a sickness, and she made her transition. Miss her a lot. Rest in peace, Grams. That has helped me. Writing, journaling, especially as a journalist to be. I still love journaling, getting my thoughts out, getting my frustration out, getting my worries out. Sometimes as a spiritual and person who is Christian, for me, prayer does help. It has been something that has helped me, going to sit in a church in quiet solitude and just be alone with God. Has also been a source of refuge for me. And again, like I said, just doing little teeny things to get my reading is another thing to get my mind right. Podcasts, I'm beginning to really, really love podcasts, and you can find a lot of different podcasts that are helpful. Positive podcasts, I look at a lot of positive affirmations, quotes, especially dealing with the times of uncertainty, dealing with times like this where you don't know what's tomorrow's going to happen or next week. And that has also been a source of, I will say, an outlet, for me. And hopefully everyone else out there, during these times can also come across, come up with solutions to get you all also through your difficult times, because it's a difficult time for, like I said, and we all know, everyone. Some people are really going through it, whether it's facing eviction. You know, I mean, I've seen news stories where people are literally losing their homes. It's very heartbreaking. You know, people are forced to give up their pets at times, but a lot of animal shelters have been involved with making sure people have pet food and they don't have to return their cats or dogs or whatnot to the shelters. You know, and I try to be respectful and empathetic and realize that everybody's different. You know, what works for me works for me. What works for somebody else works for someone else, you know, and everybody's pain is the same. Everyone struggles the same in a way. No one struggles, I think, different or more, or where everybody's going through something. And I think for me, as well as having an attitude for gratitude, like I still have my home. You know, I have food in my refrigerator. You know, I still have my health, fortunately. I've been being as cautious and careful as can be. I have my mask on each time I go out, whether it's to the store, whether it's on the trails, you know, whether it's when I've seen certain friends carefully and socially distancing, you know, whatnot. Even when I've gone home to visit my family, still, I have my mask on. And I think that has helped me. As well as having some kind of socialization and whatnot. I know for those of us who are single like myself, and I am LGBTQ, just let everyone know out there, I'm comfortably and happily, openly gay, and I love my men, and the men love me, and I appreciate it. And of course, you mingling here and there on whether it's a dating app or a dating website, or just so happen to be walking out and things happen. But there are ways, I guess, to still do that being safe. You know, we have Zoom now, we have FaceTime, we have WhatsApp, you know, messenger videos, and all of those kind of sources I have relied on and tried to just mend through. I feel like I have to still continue to try to find creative outlets for me. This is one of them. That's why I'm creating videos, you know, starting today, a little bit here and there of my life, and just discussing different topics and whatnot. And this is one of the things that's just been on my mind, like getting through these tough times, getting through the uncertainty, you know, not knowing what's going to happen in the next month. This has been such a year. And I will say, as a compassionate, thoughtful person as I am, you know, no matter how much the economy comes back from all of this, you know, and where we are in the next month or season or year after, it is not going to replace all of those lives lost to this pandemic. You know, over, I think, 190,000, I think, so far. I could be wrong that I heard, because again, the numbers are changing daily. And it's very heartbreaking. It's very sad how this virus, you know, has destroyed so many lives. It's taken so many loved ones. I mean, I can't imagine, as a person that's had loss in my life myself, my grandmother, I lost 4 aunts almost 3 years ago now, back to back in 2018. I lost 2 good friends. One of them I was just thinking about, it makes me almost want to tear up. Thinking about this morning, actually, on Facebook. His Facebook page has become like a memorial, and his mom, bless her heart, continues to update with, you know, memories and pictures. Someone drew an amazing sketch of him, and that's a prime example. I can't imagine going through all of the loss I've gone through and not being able to mourn properly by going to, you know, the funeral home to visit the body, to prepare and say goodbye to your loved one, and to now know that, you know, hardly all the funeral homes have been closed, as far as I know still. You know, no one's able to properly bury their loved one, let alone see their loved one in a hospice or a nursing home. And there's been so many of our senior citizens, sadly and tragically, who have been more vulnerable, even though we've lost young people and middle-aged people as well. And the virus doesn't care who you are. You know, as we all know, whether you're wealthy, whether you're low class, middle class, you know, black, white, Latina, Latino, Asian, you know, it doesn't care. And my hope and prayer is that there is a vaccination and they can find a cure or whatever the case may be to get the country and get things, you know, somewhat back in order. But I don't feel like, as my mom said, and everybody has discussed various video comments sections I've seen on YouTube and other places on the social media and other websites under news stories or articles or clips, is that, you know, what is normal? You know, to me, it's never going to replace all those people that we're losing, and I can't be desensitized to what is happening. You know, I can modify how much I'll take in and how much I'll watch, whether it's an hour and a half here, 30 minutes there, 15 minutes here, and then that's it for me. And I need to just, you know, go out for a walk or read something else or research something else or talk to a friend or do other things, clean up around my home. I have 2 precious fur babies that as another source that helps me. You know, cats and dogs and pets are amazing because they are our greatest companions, especially whether you're living alone or you have family. They're a reliable being of source of you know, unconditional love. And I always consider it the love of God, because there is no judgment. You can yell at them, you can spat at them. For some people, you know, who punish their pets and put them in the cage or another room, but they will still love you. So that's kind of where my thoughts are. And, you know, if anybody have any thoughts, and, you know, what helps you through these tough times, you know, like I said, there's so many people who are jobless, you know. I think this is also the positive in a way, or silver lining, because it's very hard, and I don't want to be cheesy and say, oh, there's a positive to all this and it's just easy. No, it's not. But there is a silver lining sometimes for some of us, or people who see it as being creative. You can still be creative. I know some people have gone back to school online, began a new course. You know, some people are starting podcasts, and people are going on YouTube and getting their messages out there. And I think for me, as a person who wants to, you know, go into news and journalism and television, and broadcasting, this is an outlet that I'm beginning to use, where I can talk about certain subjects that, you know, resonate with me, but know that they resonate with other people. You know, we're all going through something, and a lot of people are really going through it right now, and people are jobless, and people are hungry, and people are sadly homeless, and as I said earlier, facing eviction. You know, so what are some of the things that, you know, whoever's watching and watches and wants to leave a comment, how do you get through? You know, what is it that helps you through these tough times? You know, and I feel like, again, living on my own, and as someone who's adopted, and again, who've experienced loss, and I don't have like my biological mom, I don't have my father, sadly, who died years ago, and lately I miss him a lot too, because I always wonder where are his thoughts, you know, what is his perspective, you know, would be of the world today we're in, between the pandemic and, you know, the brown and black people particularly right now being killed and gunned down by the police, and there's no like ramifications behind that. You know, the protests is here and there, the toxicity of the election, and people in political office who are just back and forth and not helping let alone the people, and not doing anything to move us forward. I feel like generally, you know, that's just my opinion. On both sides, I see a lot of wrongfulness going on. You know, there was a second stimulus check that was supposed to go out. That never happened. You know, and it's ridiculous, because again, this should not happen in America. You know, this should not happen where people are hungry. You know, people are facing eviction. People can't pay their rent. College debt is still high. The healthcare crisis is still high. I saw a story about a man being charged thousands of dollars for who recovered from coronavirus, and the hospital's charging him. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So that's what I have to say. I don't want to make this video too long, but this is an overall introduction to my channel, and how I feel about everything, and I'm glad that I'm able to articulate it in this manner, you know, because it's there are moments, I say for me, that it's very down. You know, it's like, oh Lord, what is next, and when will this end? You know, how will things get? You know, it's very stressful trying to get registered for school, and you can't call, you can't go, you know, because there's a high call volume, everything's backed up, you know. Again, you know, there's a virus out here that's airborne. You can't see it. It's hard not to see friends. It's hard not to, at times, want to give hugs, let alone receive hugs and be around people. And, you know, yes, we can use our Zooms, and yes, we can use our video chats, but at the same time, it's a disconnection, and that connection is missing. And who knows what it's going to be like. You know, fall's around the corner here where I am on the East Coast, you know, and how is autumn going to be? It's going to be different on Halloween, where we can't, for us that like Halloween, as I do, not just the horror movies, as you see my huge shelf there in the back with all these movies and whatnot, my library, but seeing friends, you know, being able to go out to a Halloween party if we want to, for, you know, the trick-or-treating, I'm sure, is out of the question. I could be wrong, who knows, you know, and Thanksgiving and Christmas, all of that is going to be different. You can't travel, you know, we have the borders being cut off overseas and in Canada, you know, and as a person who's a November baby and a Sagittarius, proudly, I want to go away for my birthday this November, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, and how, you know, what will life be like for the Christmas holiday and the New Year's, and, you know, Lord willing, next year will be completely different than this year, because this has definitely been a year. So many greats gone. Rest in peace to Chadwick. I mean, Chadwick Boseman is gone. You know, Kelly Preston is gone. I mean, there's some names, you know, not just publicly, like I said, even you know, locally, how people have been dying here and there, you know, in this state, from the East Coast to the West Coast to Middle America. So that's what I have to say right now. I hope you all enjoyed the video and enjoyed what I have to say, and my, you know, my perspective on things. Like I said, I'm still on a journey figuring it out. I'm young, you know, I'm a millennial. I'm saying I'm not saying I'm younger. I'm not going to give my age out here, but I'm still trying to, you know, find my way. And I, even though it looks dark, I will say getting through the tough times for me, and I've been down. I've definitely been in dark places. You know, I've had a lot of loss in my life. There have been moments where I'll say that I did not want to go on. I have definitely felt suicidal. I felt, and I know you two may have a thing about the S word, sorry, but I have definitely felt, you know, really, really low. And I thank God that I've had, for some reason, fortunately, good people around me, even through adoption, after adoption, still. And I don't know what I'd be without this. There are people still in my life, even though over the years you grow, you lose friends, you gain friends, you know, whatnot. You have exes, you have lovers, but it's a blessing when you still have people beside you and want to see the best in you and for you and want to make sure you're okay regardless. And those phone calls and those friends that reach out who have checked in on me, I've checked on them, you know, again, where we are with the protests and the racism still, I've had a lot of good white friends particularly who have definitely checked in and see how I'm doing. They've been amazing allies. I have a lot of good heterosexual straight girlfriends and guy friends, or sister friends and brother friends, I should say, sorry. And they've definitely been supportive of me, and I'm very blessed with that, and I don't take that for granted. And, you know, in a way, like I said, I'm not fully where I want to be, and I'm not able to do everything I want to do with my theater and my animal stuff and the school stuff and whatnot, but I'm blessed that I have what I have, and it could always be a lot worse. And my heart definitely goes out to people who are experiencing things right now worse than I am. You know, like I said, the eviction, the food, the hunger, you know, the losing a loved one, you know, the violences and injustices, that's where I have to say, you know, my heart, my prayers, and even sometimes I do feel moved to personally donate goes out to those kinds of people. And I've been out there protesting safely and, you know, making sure that I, you know, I'm safe when I'm walking in distance with my mask on and whatnot, and also, you know, making sure my voices are heard, because these injustices and wrongfulness that are continuing to happen in the midst of everything else with the pandemic and the state of the world, you know, something's got to give, and it can't go on like this, you know, and two wrongs don't make it right. I do believe in that, you know. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful Tuesday, and I thank you for watching the video, and leave a comment below and tell me what you think, and be on the lookout. I'm going to try to come up with some more various kind of subjects to talk about or whatnot. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching.